All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a big one for you today. We have what will likely be the biggest catalyst, maybe even bigger than the ETFs themselves. Can you guys see me, by the way? There's a little bit of delay over here, so I don't know. I think you can. Anyway, give me all good or yes. Yep. Okay, good. We should be good. Okay. So bigger, it could be a bigger catalyst than the ETFs themselves, guys. This is huge, and it makes you really start to question: should we sell in May or go away, or should we be properly positioned? And today we are going to answer those questions for you guys and bring you some, of course, altcoin alpha. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go. You guys excited? Let's go. Am I blue? It's anyway. I don't know if for some reason I keep turning blue on when I look at the screen over here. I don't know if I'm doing it or not. I'm like a newbie here. But anyway, guys. So today on yesterday on the ETFs, we did have a negative outflow. So first we're going to cover the macro news, but the macro news is the most important news today because it gives you a big picture of what the hell is going on, and we need to know what the hell is going on so we can be. This is how you maximize. You don't want to buy after the pump, right? You want to get in before the parabola. That's what the thumbnail shows this here. This is where we are, right where the thumbnail says, right there. Literally about to go insane. Why? Well, we'll talk about that in just a second. So you can see that we had a bit of outflow from Grayscale yesterday. Everybody else was quite neutral. And to offset a little bit of that negative outflow, you can see there's also a little bit of outflow from Hong Kong as well. That's okay. That's okay. Why? Because we have a big catalyst coming up here very soon, guys. As you can see, of course, from a macro perspective, we are always more bullish than ever. Like me, maybe it's being an eternal bull has always been working against me, but I think it's guys, remember that in 2013 and 14 and 15 and 16, I had never even paid attention to this kind of stuff. Imagine if I had been paying attention and knew what was going on, how much more of an advantage I would have had. So you can see here that, as Willy Woo says, Willy Woo is a brilliant, genius, known trader. And he shows you right here from Glassnode, which is an analytics company, showing you that who has been accumulating recently. It's the whales, the guys, look at in mass, right? The whales, the wallets that are holding between $6.5 to $65 million of Bitcoin. They're the ones who have been buying and accumulating aggressively. Never have they bought this aggressively in pretty much ever. Look at this. So make sure that you pay attention to what smart money does and don't let these short-term price swings kind of throw you off there. Is my face covered by this YouTube thing, by the way, guys? I don't know. On my little preview here, it says that like my face is just completely covered by this little YouTube, the subscribe button. I don't know. Let me know if that's the case. So let's go forward over here. And Susquehanna discloses $1.3 billion in spot Bitcoin ETF investments. This is one of the, yes, I'm just a guy in the computer doing stuff. All good. Okay. I have to get used to this kind of stuff because we're going to go live Monday through Friday, guys, because it's just the way to get you breaking news the quickest. And thank you, everybody. Thank you. So Susquehanna is it's one of the world's largest hedge funds. And they have, there was recently these, what were they called? Like 13, these filings that they had to do. It goes and shows you right here. So part of the 13F filings, where basically companies have to disclose their holdings, their holdings. So you can see that not only did Susquehanna report that they have 1.3 billion of Grayscale or of ETFs through, was it both Bitcoin or Grayscale and Fidelity as well. But you also have here that BNP Paribas, which is essentially Europe's second largest bank. So in all of Europe, the second largest bank did buy some IBIT, BlackRock, Bitcoin ETFs. We don't know if they have any other ETFs from Europe or from Hong Kong or whatever, but you're going to laugh at the size of their holdings. So, and this is, I'll tell you why in a second, but like they literally bought $41,684 worth of of IBIT, BlackRock's. So maybe it was like the founder or chairman's grandson for his birthday or something. He's like, I want Bitcoin. He's like, fine, dude, I'll buy you. I don't know. But I think most importantly, this is they knew that this would be publicly disclosed. And so this is one of the largest banks in the world literally coming out publicly saying that they are at least dipping their toes in to get exposure to Bitcoin. It is actually a big deal, even though it's a measly $41,000 worth. It is significant in that regard. And of course, Mr. 100 bought 502 Bitcoin yesterday, which is more than the daily mint of 450. There's one entity, this entity over here, just cranking on any dips that they have. They have now $4.1 billion in this one wallet, which is insane. Like, who is it? I don't know. Like it's a lot of money. That's like, I don't know what Elon is worth today. I think he's worth more than 40 bill, but like, it's a lot of money. There's not many people in the world that could afford to do this, right? And you have to wonder, my gut feeling tells me that it's one of the Middle Eastern countries. It's either Saudi or UAE or something is my guess, or Bahrain or something like that. So, and guys, I don't know how to put the comments into the live stream because I'm using OBS. If anyone knows how to do that, it's a YouTuber, let me know. We did figure it out. It's a hack I have to do with StreamYard. I'd like all of your comments, guys. Keep them coming, please. And I would love to be able to share them on screen like I should be able to, but unfortunately, I can't do it. I can give hearts, I think. Can I give you hearts? Oh, now it's making me do this again. Never mind. I can't do that. Okay. All right. So anyway, South Korea just approved Bitcoin spot ETFs as well. So this is coming in. And you guys, if you don't know already, there's something called the Kimchi Premium. And so whenever a token gets listed on Upbit, which is the largest South Korean exchange, it pumps like crazy. And we know that in South Korea, they don't have casinos. And so this is their casino, is a crypto market. They love crypto and altcoins. Yeah, Aaron's one of our researchers somewhere in Korea over there. Go check out his, I don't know, Aaron, he's smoking. He doesn't have time for YouTube videos anymore. That's okay, Aaron. We're in a bull market. We're making money. So we know that this is going to be probably much bigger than the Hong Kong alone. But remember, yesterday we talked about maybe through that stock connect that China mainstream will be able to come in too. So we have a lot of bullish things right ahead of us. That's June. That's next month. The Kimchi Premium is about to come into the market. Like, this is you see it. You see when some altcoin gets listed on Upbit, it goes absolutely bananas with volume and price. It's insane. Like, when they get exposure to a little bit of, just wait until Bitcoin ETFs get to taste a little kimchi, that spicy, delicious Korean food. It'll explode. I think that's my 2 cents. This is like literally every altcoin cannot wait to get some kimchi into their GitHub. So okay. So also we have the lowest inflows of Bitcoin into exchanges since 2015. That's a long time. That's before like the 2 biggest bull runs in our history of crypto since then. And I think remember, subsequent to this time period in 2015 was the 16 and 17 bull run, which in my memory anyway was the most insane, because where we just had crazy parabola and at the end of the bull run where like you saw literally your portfolio, you wake up every day and you're like for like a month and you're almost twice as rich as the day before. It was crazy. You had every conference, just Lambos everywhere, people throwing crazy parties. It was just nuts, like absolutely nuts. And I feel like that's what we're shaping up to do here. So this is why it's important that we keep grounded here, and we pay attention to things, right? And you subscribe to the channel. And you guys, destroy that like button, please. Do us a favor, destroy that like button and subscribe if you're not already, because, now that I finally learned these lessons of how to properly take advantage of these different market scenarios, we're going to together to try to make sure that we make as much money as possible in the bull run, and we keep as much when the inevitable correction does come. And it will come, and we will be ready. So Walter Bloomberg over here says, don't sell in May and go away. But actually, he's just quoting Bank of America. So analysts at Bank of America told investors in a note Tuesday not to sell in May and go away, as statistical data shows that in presidential election years, you can see big summer rallies. The S&P 500 tends to have summer rally, and presidential election years can see big summer rallies, said the bank. And we know that the S&P is quite correlated to the crypto markets. I mean, it's been highly correlated statistically. Their analysis shows that June to August is the second strongest 3-month period of the year for all years going back to 1928, with the S&P 500 up 65% of the time on an average return of 3.2%. Meanwhile, this year, in presidential election years, the S&P 500 is up 75% as opposed to 65%. And that's 10 more percent in a stock market, which is like the equivalent of like 50% up in the crypto market. If the S&P 500 pumps 5%, we're pumping 15% Bitcoin, right? And altcoins are pumping like 25, 30%. But the average return is even more, from 3.2% to 7.3%. So it's now May 8th. And so I don't expect this is going to happen tomorrow, but I do tend to agree here that probably toward the later half of May, we can expect to see things going up. And this is just reconfirmation of that from Michael Herman, who says, average stock performance in presidential election years, we see strong bullish bias election years have had on the stock market. The forecast is for stocks to simply be higher at the end of the year than when they began. Yes, we definitely think that's true. And that has been true for every single year in crypto's history, that on a presidential election year, we've been higher than when we started, which is bullish. Based on the power of politics, anticipate bullish surges in late May, July, and during the election period. So basically from late May up until the end of the year and probably beyond, we should see upward momentum. There's significant 85% tendency for a substantial rally to kick in mid-May, persisting for the majority of the remaining year. So you can see too on the chart here, this is late May here. So this is kind of where we are now, like at this first bit right here, kind of coming to bottom. And that goes back to the resistance kind of level that I've been drawing on this Bybit chart for a while as well. That's that kind of $60,000 mark. And so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we come back down to it right now over the next few days, potentially. But then in later May, we're going to see ourselves coming back up, and should be pretty much upward only. But of course, there is always these corrections we have. Every bull market gets between 10 to 40%. We saw that last one of what was it, 23, 24%. And so I don't think that we're going to see 40% this run. Probably not in the whole bull market until the inevitable big correction comes and we go back into bear market. But we will see these corrections, in between 10 to 25%, I guess. So basically, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. In my opinion, you really only have two options if you're American. Let's just hope that Sleepy Joe, I don't know, like for our bags, put all your other political differences aside. If you want to be more rich in the long run, you should probably hope that Trump wins. That's all. That's all I can say. And that, I will tell you one thing though. When I've never really cared about politics so much, and I still don't really, other than I think that we should have decentralized governance eventually. But the first time that I really started paying attention was the first time that Trump ran against Biden. Because was it Biden? Yeah, no. Was it? I don't even remember. Was it Biden or was it Bush? I don't know. Biden, whatever. This is how much I pay attention. But I just remember that everybody wanted. Does anyone? Yep. I just remember that it was Biden, wasn't it? Yeah. And like every single thing that I would like check on TV or news, and everything was anti-Trump, right? And we know that most of the media, mainstream, is controlled by the elites, right? And so I just thought that was suspect, right? Really, really strange. And so that was the first time, like I wanted Trump to win, not because I cared about him as a president. Yes, he's entertaining, but more because I knew that every controlling puppet master wanted him not to win. And so that made me want to, they just, that's just who I am. So not only that, but we know that Donald Trump is spending his day off from trial with his NFT buyers. So yes, NFTs are crypto assets, and he is demonstrating value to the people who hold his NFTs, so he can go spend one-on-one FaceTime with them on his day off from trial, go hang with his NFT homies. Like that's like, remember he before was very kind of like leaning toward anti-crypto, and now he's taking his time off, not going golfing, not banging his wife, but he's like hanging out with his NFT homies. Like that shows something, right? That says something. And of course they were in like, of course the ticker is, that's right.
Okay, well, if you put a gun to my head, which believe
it was
me,
hilarious. Anyways,
you won't be able to if this guy steals the election, because he'll destroy your second.
And go watch Tucker. I won't play the whole thing, but actually, it's really funny. Tucker asked him just to say something nice about. Maybe we'll watch a little bit. Why not?
Joe Biden and former President Dolan J. Trump. Mr. Presidents, thank you so much for being here.
Fake president. He's a fake president, folks.
Jill, are you there? Where the hell am I?
Gentlemen, I wanted to begin with an exercise. President Trump, I'd like you to tell President Biden something you admire about him.
No way, Jose. That wasn't racist, by the way. I've known Jose a long time, and he's a great guy, really a great friend of mine. But I'm not doing it, Tucker. There's zero I admire about this fake president, believe me.
Mr. President, I'm sure you can find it within your heart to say one kind thing to President Biden.
I would not have agreed to this, Tucker, if I'd known what this was, because this is a rigged interview, a total sham. Okay, well, if you put a gun to my head, which believe me, you won't be able to if this guy steals the election, because he'll destroy your Second Amendment rights, believe me. Joe, it's very impressive that you can walk, barely, at such an old age. For such a weak man, you are very strong. Happy?
Mr. President, I'm going to have to...
Okay, and then it gets more ridiculous. But if you didn't know already, the ticker is Tucker. Okay, so this is the big deal today. All right, this is the big deal we're at. So, like I said before, we're about to have a catalyst that will be as big as the ETFs themselves, but maybe even bigger, right? Because breaking, FTX has collected between 14.5 and 16.3 billion in cash for distribution. If approved by the bankruptcy court, 98% of FTX creditors will receive approximately 118% of their allowed claims within 60 days. So not only do you get the money that you lost back, but you get a 18% bonus on top of that. Now, this is interesting because we're about to get, so remember, like a lot of people on FTX were crypto degens. And so like one of the slides as we get into it, where is it? This one says, Thomas says the FTX estate will be paying out soon. They're returning 15 billion, between 16 billion, whatever, in cash to creditors. How much is going to flow straight into Bitcoin ETFs? My guess is that it's not going to be much at all. Like, I think if you were in crypto at the time, like you were already in crypto and you knew how to do it, I think that this is going to flow into altcoins personally. Yeah, I don't think that this is going to flow into the ETF at all. But this, I do believe that this chart represents the total market cap chart for sure. We can see that the entire net assets, so the inflows into BlackRock's ETF itself has been 17.3 billion. So almost the same, but except we've also had $17 billion in outflows from GBDC since inception. So imagine if we had all of this buy pressure from BlackRock happening all again without the sell pressure coming from FTX and from Grayscale. That would be a big deal. And that's happening. Like, if you were in crypto and you still have money in FTX, like we were already damn near the bottom of it. Like the FTX marked at the literally very bottom of the bear market. So if you were degenerate enough to be in crypto at that time and you're getting money, like you are fucking in the market right now. Like I know that I had 200K in Tether on that plus some Star Atlas. What do you think I'm trying to do? Like I right now I'm trying to get in the market more. I'm trying to sell whatever I can do to get what that's going directly back in. That is a cash injection for me. Like you have my commitment to $200,000. Pump it in the market right now. Let me know which meme coin I should buy in the comments, guys. Okay, so this is a big deal. It's a big deal. Not only do we have all the macro news that we talk about every single day, but we also have this huge stimulus check coming. Right? Everybody's going to get paid and it's going to go in the market. Like this is, I'm quite excited about this. So there is, some counter argument to this, but I'm going to tell you why it's not a big deal. So the claim that people are making here is that, wait a minute, hold up. People aren't going to be made in whole. Why? Because Bitcoin is at 4x today than when it was at the time that they're cashing out of the assets. Okay, fair. But it doesn't change the fact that $16 billion or $15 billion, whatever it is, between $15 and $17 billion is coming back in the form of cash. Yes, if you had all your money in Bitcoin and they gave it to you at the value of the $17,000 or $18,000, that sucks. I'm sorry. Like you're not going to get the in-kind asset. You're getting like cash, or maybe hopefully they give a stable. I hate banks. Hopefully they don't try to make me send it to a bank. But cash or USD equivalent, maybe, I don't know. It's coming back. So it doesn't. So yes, it sucks if you had your money in other assets, and that you probably are at a net loss from that. But it doesn't change the fact that we're still getting this massive $15-16 billion stimulus check coming for like imagine if the U.S. in 2000, like they say that a lot of the 2021 crypto bull run was caused by the U.S. stimulus for COVID. But and we say that they said a lot of that money came into the crypto market, and I'm sure a lot of it did. But like a lot of people needed that money literally to survive, right? They needed to like pay for toilet paper and guys, trust me, when you start living out in Asia or maybe a lot of countries, like you're not going to use toilet paper like you used to when you lived in the States. Like you're just smearing shit all over your ass with toilet paper. Like it's not clean at all. I don't know why people still do it these days. Like, but anyway, like that was hilarious. Like COVID, people wanted toilet paper so bad. Anyway, so what was it? So they said that that stimulus money from the government went into crypto. But this stimulus check literally is it's like airdropping it to specific people who know that they're using crypto. So it's a targeted government airdrop to people. It's targeted to the people that we want it to go to and not to everybody else. Bullish. So as we can see, the total market cap is exactly where it's supposed to be. Just about to tap here on this resistance line, and you can see in the past, it even kind of sometimes like comes down a little bit below it, but we seem to be, in my opinion, it looks like we're more right around here, right? Like this looks pretty similar to here, bottom, here, and then maybe here, right here, which is what we've showed before, right before the. Exactly. Use water. The bum gun. Okay. So, let's see. So let's look at where should we be paying attention, right? Like, we already talk a lot on this channel about memes and AI. Those have obviously been leading the sector, and those we talk about all the time. But if you want to diversify, the L1 narrative is always L1 is a more blue chip category in general, mostly. I mean, it's the infrastructure that these ecosystems get built upon. So we're going to talk about that. And another good one to be exposed to is launchpads. And as you guys know, Paid Network is founded by Master Ventures, my company. And I will be making a video probably next week all about everything that's going on with paid, because a lot of people think that it's dead. No, not even at all. There's a lot of stuff we're about to announce, and we're just in time for this parabola, which is really exciting. And so I will bring that video to you guys probably next week, dedicated to paid, and you'll see everything that we've been doing. And but today we're going to talk a little bit about the L1 narrative. So Franklin Templeton, massive investment firm, also one of the ETF issuers, believes that Solana will take numero trace when it comes down to altcoins. Now, there was a lot of sentiment, a lot of people who believe that to be the case. And I mean, I'm quite bullish on Solana. If you've been watching this channel, you know, and you also know that I used to be Rand Nooner just added base AI. It's about fucking time. Literally, like, anyway, good. So this is Sol compared to everything else over the past 24 hours. Sol to Matic, Sol to ETH, Sol to Polkadot, Sol to BTC. It's like literally every other layer one. It's crushing, and so it's the fastest horse. It's recovering. When you see the bounces, it's Solana that's bouncing the hardest. And you also see that out of the top 10 DEXs, when it comes down to volume, are Solana native. Of course, Uniswap is the biggest. And whenever somebody tells you to, it's always a good decision on another layer one, or well, another infrastructure layer, smart contract layer, to go to the native DEX on that. I'm really hesitant to take that advice if it's an EVM chain. Why? Because Uniswap will just come in, click a button, add that network to their infrastructure, and they're going to dominate that thing. But when it comes down to a different smart contract language like Move, which is SUI, which we're talking about next, that's a different story, right? And here you can see Radium is the biggest DEX on Solana with 348 million, but aggregate, these five, it's approaching the same, it's right about neck and neck with Uniswap. Yeah. So you can see Solana native meme coin launching platform pump.fun, which we've talked about several times before. Thanks. I can't. I want to share the comments in here, but I can't. So someone says, "Kyle, what do I do to get my hair looking perfect for time?" Like I don't know. Usually I don't do anything. I just do this. But today I actually put shampoo and conditioner in it, which is weird. But thank you so much. Okay, so we have something else. Wait, did I hit the point here? So pump.fun, yeah, okay, so when it comes down to fees being generated by protocols, this pump.fun, which is the site that gives you almost a seizure every time that you open it, is generating $450,000 in 24 hours in revenue. That's nuts. I told you that before. It's not the first time if you watch the channel that you heard of that before. You know that. Because you guys are a very smart audience, probably the smartest audience in crypto, for sure. So TVL on Solana. Right now it's 9.6 billion. What I thought was quite interesting. It's on pair. Well, now it's a bit lower, but this bull run, or this run, it kind of peaked same as last bull run. But as we zoom in here in 2024 a little bit more, you can see that, and this is probably, I don't remember exactly, but I feel like this is when we talked about ore, right? When the network started having congestion problems. And I was super bullish Solana up until here, and I still am. I still think that, we know that Fire Dancer's coming in, but we don't know yet. That's always still been on testnet, and Solana performs perfectly on testnet. But when it comes down to something like an app that really wants to press the limits, like Ore, if you guys don't know, Ore is essentially like it basically has the same fundamental rules from a monetary perspective as Bitcoin, meaning there's a halving cycle and people can predict the stock to flow ratio, but it's just a token that has these rules on Solana. And so the idea was kind of like, well, maybe people will use this as kind of a silver, maybe, or like maybe this will be the peer-to-peer currency because it's on Solana, fast and cheap, and people can already know how the rules work. It works the same as Bitcoin. I don't know I haven't checked on Ore in a little while. I heard they won a hackathon, but maybe this is when the TVL started coming down. Anyway, that's getting distracted here a little bit. But yeah, anyway, Or was a cool idea. At first I didn't get it, but then I kind of understood it. I don't know how it's doing. I'm sure it's doing fine. But I think even last night I tried to buy some meme coin, and I couldn't. My transaction kept failing. Even right now, it's still getting. And I tried like a bunch of times. And so I don't know. We'll see. But if you do have extra Sol sitting around, I told you guys about the Sanctum before. I'm just reminding you because it's gaining TVL. If you look down here, it's gaining a lot of attention. It's number 7 when it comes down to TVL, and it's got right now $528 million. This is going to be a big airdrop. I'm not the biggest fan of airdrops from a fundamental perspective, but I am a big fan of making money. So again, the link to join this is in the description below if you guys want to. It's totally up to you, whatever. You know, I made a video and told you how to do that. It's like, just go over here to Sanctum, Wonderland, connect yours, and just... You can just buy these guys. There's 16 of them or something, and you will earn points the more that you stake. And anyway, just remind you that is a thing that's happening. And Wormhole. So Wormhole, if you don't know, is it's essentially kind of a way to create multi-chain utility or multi-chain tokens. So I can either mint my tokens for a new project on Solana, or I can mint them on ETH, or I can mint them on Base or Polygon, whatever. But if I want a token that's multi-chain and I want it to be able to function properly on multi-chain. So let's say that I mint a token and I want it to be on Solana, Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, and ETH. But predominantly my protocol, my dApp, whatever, runs on Base, right? But you have tokens on all kinds. You get your tokens on Solana, you have them on Polygon, whatever. And I want to see from a protocol level if you're staking your tokens on Solana, if you're staking them on Base. With Wormhole, not only can you easily get your tokens because it's a different standard from one chain to the next without having to use dangerous bridges, but you can also it can also read across chain as well, so that you can seamlessly run apps cross chain, which is quite cool. But it also, but more importantly, it shows you we're gonna paint a little picture over here somewhere. We have to refresh this. But it shows you essentially where things are flowing. Yeah, here we go. So from Ethereum, you have actually a lot of flow to Sui, almost 2x what you see from Solana, and then to these other ones as well. So we're starting to get a picture here. We've talked about Sui before, right? And if you watch this little animation here, let's start from the beginning. Wow, whoa, we're gonna mute it so I don't get a copyright thing. But look at this. Here's Sui coming. Look at that. Whoa, what's going on? Look at that. So this is transactions per day. Now, that seems suspect, doesn't it? It is a little suspect, right? Why? Well, because essentially someone created this thing over here, which is called spam. Now, spam is, I believe, the way it works, or what the intention is, it's basically going to be a meme coin. But there's a purpose behind it, which makes it quite interesting. So if you literally go to Sui right now, and if you aren't there yet, go explore, check it out. We've talked about it before on the channel. Just spam the network as much as you can. So send a bunch of Sui back and forth to yourself, right? A bunch of times, or whatever, right? Or if you know how to DDoS a network, try to attack the network, whatever you do. And you're going to get, essentially, the more you attack the network, the more you spam it, the more you're going to be qualified for this airdrop. And the intention is to kind of really test the limits, because if you go to, this is also true for Aptos. If you go to the Explorers and you look at the Explorer and see how many transactions per second it's processing, it shows you what it's actually doing, not what the capacity of the network is. And we know that and if you guys don't know, that Aptos and Sui both came from Facebook, right? Zuck wanted to build a blockchain. He spent like $1 billion of R&D. They created a brand new programming language called Move, which is supposed to be far superior than Solidity, which is on EVM. And they created parallel execution. And then the government said, no, Zuck, you can't be a bank. You can't mint your own currency. What are you thinking? And Zuck said, oh, darn, okay, well, and just like Pavel from Telegram, they said, okay, we're not going to do this. And, basically let the employees, they said, okay, well, you guys, if I can't do a blockchain, then there's no need to have you here anymore. And then those employees that were working on DM, It was called Libra, then DM and whatever. Now, what you have is you got two spinoffs, Aptos and Sui. And they're both using the Move programming language. They're both part of the OG team, and they're now focused on kind of different things, right? And I think Sui is doing a bit better job in marketing, and they're going after different markets, right? But the intention of this spam thing is to test network capacity. So let me just read this to you. So the spam Sui package did well over 100 million transactions. Between 30 and 40 million transactions were sent every day. Average transactions per second went from 80 to about 400 to 600 TPS. Daily gas fees paid to the network went from 7,000 to over 30,000. Gas prices didn't go up. Sui network remains unfazed. So it was trying to stress test the network. And what we know is at least it can handle 600 TPS, no problem. And this is when there's an intentional attempt to spam the network and have it go down. I don't know what Solana is doing. I don't know what the demand from ore is right at the moment, but I do know that this is like quite bullish. And we were told that Sui should be able to do like thousands of transactions per second. I believe it's the goal is to be over 100,000 plus eventually as well. So Sui's newest state-of-the-art consensus, mysticity or something, mysticity is now live in public testnet. It's a 64% improvement on end-to-end latency, resulting in 600 millisecond consensus transactions and 200 millisecond non-consensus transactions, meaning that in less than a second, in almost half of a second, I can have a confirmed transaction, meaning that I can send you $1 million and in less than a second, I know that the blockchain confirmed that it's sent to you. I have on-chain evidence. From a user experience perspective, in 1/5 of a second, I can send from my wallet to your wallet, and it'll show you that the transaction has been sent. It's essentially a broadcast. So it'll feel instantaneous no matter what. But unlike Bitcoin, where they ask you to wait 6 blocks of consensus essentially before you do before you consider large transactions finalized, which would take an hour, it's asking you to wait. I guess even if you wanted to have the same rules as Bitcoin, 6 blocks or whatever, then you would need 3.6 seconds to send like your life savings to someone, make sure that they got it, right? But for most transactions, I mean, I'm talking a lot just to say it's fast, very effing fast. That's reason to be bullish. Like we all want secure, cheap, and fast. And on the security aspect, from the security aspect, I think that that Move, I know that Move is a far superior smart contract framework because it's built using Rust. And just Rust inherently has a lot of protection mechanisms built in to prevent all kinds of errors that we see from Solidity code. So these guys are building something similar to pump.fun, right? It's going to be called hop.fun. And this is the one that we talked about before, pump.fun. And it's not freaking out like before. Oh, now that's going to go again. Watch. These things are just going to, yes, there's that seizure coming in. So this site, believe it or not, is generating $500,000 a day in revenue. You wouldn't have thought about it if you just saw it, but yep, this is a team from, I believe, Oxford, and they've got a big of tier 1 funds invested in it. And so anyway, hop.fun is coming. This is the same kind of thing on Sui. So can we expect to see Sui meme coin season coming soon? Probably. People like new narratives. They like new things. And it'll give us a chance to like let the degens go and speculate on something and probably bring a lot of attention back to Sui. So we've been talking about Sui for a long time, not only from the degen side of things, but like from people, insiders I know in the space have been very bullish Sui for a long time. I feel that I am significantly underexposed to Sui. And you can see, unlike where we had Solana dipping in TVL, in April, you can see here that a lot of that TVL seems, at the same time Solana dipped, it seems to be going up in Sui as well. I don't know if it's correlated or not, but it seems like it. So, like I said before, over here at DeFi Llama, if you have a new ecosystem, then maybe the OG DEX in that ecosystem will have a good chance at surviving and thriving in that ecosystem. So when we look down at here, DeFi Llama, you can see that the DEX Cetus, which we talked about a long time ago before, is the number one DEX by a factor of 5 over in Sui right now. So it's leading the way quite substantially. And it's also, when you compare it to, it's sitting at a $32 million market cap and $50 million FDV compared to, let's look at Radium, $436 million market cap and a $921 million FDV. And this is still, you know, like way early into a bull run. This thing's going to pump like hell. So even at worst case, if Cetus doesn't, or if Sui doesn't catch up to Solana as far as attention, value, whatever, if it just goes back to what Radium's all-time high was, so we go to max, we go to market cap, you can see the all-time high here was at 1.15 billion. That is, I did the math earlier, that is about a 32x. And that's only if it goes back to but if you're in the same camp as I am, you think that this is going to be a bigger altcoin run than ever before. So we're looking at maybe 30x, 20, you know, worst case, maybe 20x. I mean, I can say worst case. Worst case goes to 0, right? None is financial advice. Oh, I just closed this tab. Okay. And let's see. Anybody? I use Sui wallet. I use Suit. What happened to Pepecoin? Pepecoin, well, the whole markets are, have you not seen the markets? Look at this is the markets. This happened to Pepecoin and everything else. Look at my precious whiff over here. Dog is with hat, but it looks like his face isn't as happy. It used to be at $5 billion market cap. Anyway, I'll get back to that in just a second here. State of Sui. And so where was I supposed to scroll to over here? I was going to scroll to, oh, yes, this one. So I talked about the other day, this big unlock that was going to happen around the 4th of May. It happened. And it wasn't a big sell-off. I mean, there is a sell-off because you can see here on the 4th of May, when the unlock happened, it was sitting up here at a cool $1.14, and now we're down to like $1.06. But this is also in line with it's no bigger correction than every other altcoin in the market. In fact, it's less than a lot of them. So what happened here? Why didn't we see a big sell-off? Well, I think that a lot of the investors in Sui are tier 1 investors who have a lot of money, and they're sophisticated, and they would know if they're staying like writing big checks, right? Writing like, you know, minimum $5 million checks. Some people probably write $50 million checks in a Sui. And so if you have that kind of investment into a team, you're going to be talking to that team often, and you're going to know what's going on. So if anything, this seems like a very bullish sign to me. Also, another indicator here, if we zoom out a little bit, oh, what happened to my, let's see. Oh, I need to go to the live chart here. Another thing too is look at this. So if we saw a lot of sell pressure coming after the unlock, you would expect to see that the volume candles would at least be much higher than normal. But if you can see this, the volume was actually significantly less than all the prior days before that for a long time. So I don't think that the investors are selling their tokens, which unfortunately doesn't give us a huge buying opportunity other than what the market organically presented itself. But another thing too is that when you look at this first bullet point here, so private investors, 68% of Q2 unlocks. So that was supposed to be 68% of this big $1 billion unlock that was just supposed to happen. So unlocks to private investors account for 68% of the total Q2 unlocks, which was supposed to be valued at 1.4 billion at the time of writing this. Based on Sui's price at the end of Q1, while FTX Ventures led at Misson Labs, which is the creator of Sui, $300 million Series B, Misson Labs completed a repurchase of FTX equity stake and its token rights to purchase Sui that was previously held by FTX for $96 million. So when those were due to unlock a few days ago, if they were still in the possession of FTX Estate, we probably would have seen somewhere in the tune of, I don't know, like close to, it's not, I'm sure they paid a little bit of a multiple, probably more than the initial investment. I don't know, but it would have been a substantial amount sold by the FTX Estate that was not sold because the Misten Labs team bought it back, right? So this is also why, and they led the round, meaning that there was probably the FTX led that Series B, which means they probably had the biggest check, which prevented a lot of sell pressure as well. And just, okay, so now we're gonna go to Q&A, guys. Q&A. Let me know if you have any Q&A, just like put a question mark. And yeah, like the altcoin markets are not looking great. The last hour we see a nice bounce. What is bouncing over here, by the way? And let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerned. And yeah, so let's see. Caspa, you guys know Caspa's getting smart contracts soon. KS20s, that's going to be very interesting. I like Caspa's narrative, the silver, because we still don't have peer-to-peer payments yet, right? And this is Bitcoin was supposed to be that, but instead it became the store of value with digital gold. And Aptos had a lot of unlocks recently. Also, yes, they did, but I think unlocks are less significant in a bull run. We can kind of just hope for, like, the best case that we can kind of hope for is like is nice corrections on these. If there is a sell-off. But just like you guys, these investors are sophisticated. They understand where we are in the market. They understand that we're just at the beginning of this parabola. So I don't think that they're eager to offload their tokens anytime soon. How would I invest 100K now? 100K now? Well, that's a good question because I'm supposed to be getting 200K back from the FTX Estate. I can just tell you that if you don't know already, my largest investment ever was in Pepecoin and Based AI. Those were the largest secondary thing. And I actually just go, speaking of, someone was asking me what happened to Pepecoin. Let's check it out because there was a bit of an announcement today. The devs dev, right? That's what they do. They just dev hardcore. But from time to time, they come out of their cave and actually do something to update us. Not do something like they're always doing something, building. But there was this announcement today. Good morning. As one door closes, another one opens. Bridge Pepecoin to continue earning based until mainnet, opening at Pepecoin soon. And if you look at the picture here, it says, as Cyan approaches, we are entering the final stretch before Based AI mainnet launch. In anticipation for the launch, if you may bridge your Pepecoin early to collect mainnet based at a rate of 1 base per day for every 500 Pepecoin bridged. So I know a lot of you guys have been watching my channel on a regular basis. You know that I'm super bullish on Pepecoin, the original Pepecoins, not the fake imposter Pepe ETH token that is now at 3 billion market cap. And you have now, there was 2 test nets. There was the Prometheus test net, which is wrapping up, and now they have the Cayenne test net launching, which is going to be what the Keck bot is trained on. The one brain is going to be training the Keck bot to do all kinds of crazy trading, which I've talked about recently as well. So let's go to any other Q&As. This guy thinks that FTX triggered the next leg up. No, triggers, Miguel. Triggers, not triggered. The next layup hasn't happened. But that's okay. You'll make it one of these days. Speak well about Pepe. I literally sold all my Pepe for Pepe coins. I don't hate Pepe the imposter, but I like to give credit where credit is due. And literally the ticker at Pepecoins that is on here on the screen, these guys created a layer, anyway, you don't need to go into it, but like, you choose. You choose whatever this is an open market. Wrong question. Bull market is just starting. Exactly. Yeah. And then also, yeah, you have Vitalik, by the way. I don't know if I can, let's see if I can copy link. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So then you like these guys, like I talk to these devs, right? And you have like, there's obvious connections. Oh yes. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing this. This is what I wanted to share the other day. So you have obviously Vitalik and the devs from Pepecoin know each other. They go way back. And when I talk to the devs, like I just know, so I've been around for 2012. When we talk about stories of things that happened back in the day, like in 2013 and 14, like they know, they've been there building. I was just an observer. I mean, I built the world super lotto, Bitcoin lottery, but like I wasn't deving like they were deving. I was trying to oversee an Indian dev team that was really bad. I was trying to have them, I was trying to coach them in how to building a Bitcoin lottery. It was horrible. But this is the most interesting, but eventually got built and it was fun. And that was my experiment. This is just the weirdest thing like ever, right? So we know that based AI has been building for a while, like a long, like quite a long time. If you think about like how do you spell based, like if you spell like this is based as fuck, right? Like how are you gonna spell it? You're gonna spell BASED, and you're not even gonna put capital B. You're just gonna put, I mean, if it starts a sentence, yes, you'll put capital, but you'll put a space between anything, right? And so if Elon wouldn't want to say like AI is based, or like this is based AI, not speaking about a project specifically, he would have probably put a space between the words, right? And like, no, this is not it. But if you look at like, if you look at how based AI is spelt everywhere, let's see, it's not even on the homepage right now. White paper, the Twitter account, whatever, it is always based with a capital B and then one word, AI capitalized. It's intentional. It's all over the place. And see like this, like see how the name is spelt exactly like Elon spelt it, right? And I asked the devs, I asked them, I said, what's up with this? And they said, oh, it's just a coincidence. And I was like, yeah, right. Because I've had them a couple times say to me like, oh, Kyle, I wish I could tell you who was behind this. Like it would blow your fucking mind. I was like, just tell me, bro. Like, and so we can only speculate right now, but like this is like, to me, why? Why? I don't know. Okay, what other questions? What do you think about him? I have no idea. I know I bought it because coach told me that this is going to pump, and then that's it. So I wasn't going to talk about this because you asked. I'll go look at it. You know, I don't know. Like let's see, how's it doing right now? 11. So guys, I don't know about this too. Don't go out and buy this thing right now because someone asked me a question about it. I did buy some earlier, but I bought it when it was at like I don't know. I think it was like a $6 million total market cap. I think market cap was like 5 or something. So, but look at this. This is all straight up. Like there's probably going to be a correction. I don't know. I also don't know what it's going to do. Like you go to the website and you don't really have much of an idea, or I haven't studied it anyway. Even if it does say what it's going to do. So it looks cool. I'll give him that. Like that looks cool. But what do I think about it? I have no idea. I do know that coach told me about Osaka very early, and he told me this is like the same peeps or something. I think coach told me about Osaka at like, I think it was like 16 million or something. And this thing makes no sense to me though, to be honest. Like how the hell is this thing at $201 million market cap and there's no trading volume? Like 300, like I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like how this is working, but I don't know. I was told about it at like $16 million market cap or something like that. So I don't know, guys. I'm not really sure about that one. What is my body fat percentage? I also don't know that. I know that like 3 or 4 weeks ago I had like crazy 6-pack and now it's like 4-pack. So that's not good. But that's okay. So what is the 3-letter AI that manages your trades again? What is the 3-letter AI that manages your trades again? I don't have any AI. Oh, Kekbot. Yeah, Kekbot's sick. Like super sick. Kekbot dot. I bought Kekbot. Like you guys can go if you don't know already. Like I've talked about it enough, so I'm not gonna but this thing is gonna be insane. This is gonna be bigger than like they said they're going directly after Binance, but this is the future of how we. This is literally the future. This runs on Pepecoin. this is the future of how you trade. Imagine, like, you know what a pain in the ass it is to go do something right now? Like to make a trade, you have to figure out what DEX to go to, and then you have to use a bridge, and then you have to like connect different wallets and all this shit. Like, what if you could just talk to your phone in natural language and just say, you know, whatever, like move 50% of my entire net worth into this meme coin right now. And like, it would just, or you'd say like, take 50% from all of my assets that are not in the top 100 and buy XYZ meme coin, right? And it would just propose that AI would propose exactly what that trade looks like. And then it would just say, does this look okay? And you, yep, execute, bam. And it would just go do everything for you. That's unbelievable. You just talk to it and tell it what you want to do. I mean, and right now you can earn points for an airdrop by training the AI model that is based AI for a Kekbot. This is sick. It's in Telegram. Like, these are some of the biggest narratives in the fucking world right now. Meme coins, Telegram bots. I showed this to you the other day. Meme coins, Telegram bots, and AI. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, why? Like, you got the people who have questions. Like, what happened? Like, you just have to have a bit of conviction, and please go read stuff. Like, just go. Like, if you just had a little bit of yes, I'll talk about that in just a second here. I wish I could share things on the screen, but again, hopefully tomorrow. But like, just have some conviction. Yeah, Kekbot is Pepecoin. And I know someone asked me about the bridge earlier over here on, if you go to, do I want to do that right now? I don't want to, like, okay. Yeah, good. Okay, let's see. So where is that? Well, I don't know. I don't know how the bridge is going to work exactly yet. They said when Cayenne launches. Yeah. So basically when Cayenne launches, which should be, I asked the dev when, and he just gave me this Pepe going, hey, like this GIF. I don't know how the bridge would work yet. So I used to be to sit tight and wait for instructions. But yeah, I got all my Pepecoin staked, and I'm making killing right now. I think it's like, I think it comes out to like, I don't know, 80% APY or something from staking your Pepecoin, earning base tokens. And if you just take time to go look at the white paper, and you look at and you have a dev friend of yours, someone that says, hey, like someone that can actually understand a technical white paper and understands AI and understands encryption, have them go read the white paper, have them go run the test net, have them go try it out. Like, just try it. Yes, thank you, Aaron. Again, this one too, I thought was freaking insane. Watch. Thank you for the support, brother. Kimchi. Aaron's in Korea right now. Okay, so this is a good point. I want to talk about this another video the other day too. Kyle, people don't want to read; they just want to hear something and repeat it without checking. But true, that is so true. People do not want. Like, people don't even bother scratching the surface. Yeah, I could go into days about this. Like, the whole crypto market almost is made of smoke and mirrors. Just so you guys don't know, just so you know, like, I'll show you another good example too. But after this, okay. Yeah, Elgato Crypto, 85% APR right now on staking your Pepecoin, and my ratio in dollars is about, I think it's about 25% based AI and 75% Pepecoin. Why? Well, because Pepecoin's about to go through the gnarliest hyper supply shock the world has ever seen, and based is being emitted right now. So, and based is a layer one. So, I think that both of them are going to sit in a top. This is me personally, my own thoughts here. That's why I hold as much value in based AI and Pepecoin as I do in Bitcoin and ETH. For me, this is just the decision I decided to make with my own personal life. I'm not suggesting that any of you guys do that because it's super risky. But what I choose to do is I take time, like these times. It's a perfect time for you guys right now where the markets are boring, they're bouncing back and forth and chopping, to go take your time and learn about things. Don't just go out and like look at some shit coin someone's shilling and hope that you get rich from doing it. Like not even what I say. Like, go just use what I say as maybe some starting points to go do a bit of research, and try not to have crazy FOMO where you're chasing green candles. and just learn and like really build conviction, because the most wealth in my life has really been made by having high conviction in things. And it's not because I aped in all at once. It's because I learn about stuff, and then I do more research. I understand more, and yes, there are times when I've gotten a combination of skill from understanding things, and then a bit of luck too. Like Whiff, for example, was a right time, right place, and also being able to identify what a viral thing looks like, because I've studied virality. So someone. Yeah, so I initially put 20K in a Pepecoin. The staking is great with that amount. Yeah, so even with the price differentiation, like you've probably made up with it, or damn near close with your based emissions. What I want to, I didn't read this yet, but so let me get this straight. Me Pepe says, Vitalik's last 3 blog posts since he liked his 7-year-old tweet. Yes. So I shared with you guys this tweet from Vitalik when he says, when Enterprise Pepecoin Alliance. He liked his tweet last month from 7 years ago, when Pepecoin blockchain was made from the same guys who are building base and Pepecoins. So obviously there's a connection there, but his last 3 blog posts were about decentralization and AI, memecoin utility, and now an FHE, which is literally the cornerstone of based AI. And literally the only reason why huge enterprises and people who and enterprises that need to respect privacy would use machines like AI is if it's fully encrypted inputs and outputs, right? The entire process needs to be encrypted. At no point can they risk, same with big financial institutions, they cannot risk exposing that private sensitive data to bad actors, right? And so you need FHE, fully homomorphic encryption, to be able to work. And Base AI not only are implementing it, but they also built something called Cerebus squeezing, which makes it more efficient. And yes, it's not quite at the point yet where it needs to be as far as latency and user experience, but it'll get there. Like we need to be early, we don't want to buy, again, you don't want to buy at the top, right? That's going to get you wrecked. So anyway, guys, I'm going to tap out for tonight. Vlad, quality is insane. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, guys. This is why I do this, because I've been here for a very long time, and I hope I can give you a different perspective than a lot of other folks. With that being said, guys, I really appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you do me a favor and destroy that like button. Subscribe if you're not already. I will catch you guys tomorrow. We will get this dialed in to a process. Hopefully at the same place, same time. But I can't say it's same time as today, because hopefully it's a little earlier tomorrow. But we'll figure it out. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this time, if it should be later, earlier, what do you think? If you appreciate the live streams, I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.